What's up, guys? Welcome back to the last minute full card predictions, where we go over each and every single one of these fights, starting with the early prelims, ending with the main event. I want to say, guys, drop a like because it's 12:22, and we'll see how far it takes until we drop this video. So let's break it down. Of course, we have to mention that it was a 15 fight card. It was a 16 fight card a couple of weeks ago, and now it is a 12 fight card. We lost Oban Elliott versus McAuliffe. Oban got sick, and we lost Tafa versus Louis Sutherland. Tafa got sick, and we lost Junior Tafa on the fight as well. I believe Junior Tafa had an injury. I honestly think that there's way too many fighters that get away with pulling out, but obviously, it is what it is. I feel like every week we have to be prepared for a fighter to pull out because it always happens. It's nothing new nowadays. I feel like there's been more pullouts than ever before, but you guys let me know what you guys think. So here we go. We're going to break down each and every fight, but not in depth. I'm going to tell you guys who I'm going to pick, and then we're going to go over the odds. I got the odds for the fighter that I'm favored to win, so don't be upset if I don't read all the odds. Let's go. Loma Lookboonmee plus 200, Alexia Thainara minus 245. This is a good scrap. Loma Lookboonmee is tiny, but she is a machine. I always say that she would belong in an atomweight division. Matched up against Alexia Thainara. Alexia is a beast. One thing about Loma Lookboonmee, though, is that she's very well-rounded, very talented. I believe Loma is a Muay Thai striker. Beautiful striking, wrestling entries. She's on a 4-5 win streak now, finding her groove in this time in her career. She beat Denise Gomes, Elise Reed, Bruna Brazil, and most recently Estela Nunes, and I believe she has a win over Sam Hughes as well. Matched up against Alexia Thainara. Alexia sent Molly McCann into retirement. Alexia is light on her toes, front forward striker, 12-1. She is 27 years old, and her only professional loss is by rear naked choke to Bruna Brazil. Funny enough, Loma beat Bruna Brazil. Alexia lost to Bruna Brazil, but MMA math doesn't always work, so let's go over the props. Alexia by points plus 130. Alexia by sub plus 310. Alexia by submission on points minus 195. Will this fight go the distance? Yes, at minus 210. Over 2.5, minus 260. Now, this one's a little bit crazy, a little bit sketchy, because I always like to say don't bet the first fight. But in this case, I do like Alexia Thainara at minus 245. I like her case money line. Give me Alexia by points plus 130. I'll sprinkle Alexia by sub plus 310. I'll go with the over 2.5 minus 260. And this fight goes the distance at a minus 210. And I like Alexia Thainara money line. Let's go, my girl. Let's go. 6:35. Guys, it's late. Let's go. Brando Peričić versus Elisha Ellison. Let me get 35. Here we go. Let's get the right frame. Brando Peričić is looking huge against Elisha. Elisha is a retired cop. Let me see if I can put this to the side a little bit. So, yeah, there we go. We can see his face. Elisha, he's a retired cop, so shout out to you. Shout out to the people who have two jobs. Brando, minus 215. Elisha, plus 180. Brando was a plus 185 underdog when the odds opened up. Now, he's all the way up to a minus 215. Brando was a pro kickboxer. He's training at City Kickboxing. I think iron sharpens iron. I think it's going to be a beautiful night for CKB. Izzy, Kai Kara, Dan Hooker. We just need to keep it going, boys. City Kickboxing is where the real deal is, in my honest opinion. I think iron sharpens iron. And this is Paku's boy, so shout out to my guy Paku. I always wanted to be a Kiwi, so let's go. Matched up against Elisha Ellison. He's a retired cop, does private security on the side hustle, I believe. He's 5-1 overall, only 28 years old. His only pro loss is to Dave Pearson by submission side choke. He's aggressive. Guys, this is going to be a tough fight. Brando's the pick. I like Brando by KO, minus 135. Let's go over the props. Brando by KO on points, minus 175. Fight ends by KO, minus 450. Over 1.5, plus 172. Under 1.5, minus 225. Guys, so give me Brando Peričić. Moneyline, minus 215. I'll take Brando by KO, minus 135. Brando by KO on points, minus 175. And the under 1.5 at a minus 225. Let's go, my guy Brando. Let's go. 751. Now, this is crazy. Giyat. This one is crazy, guys. It's late at night. You know, I had to rip one out. Giyat. All right. So, Michelle and by the way, when I say rip one out, I mean rip one out like Giyat, not like actual, like that pause. Luana Carolina plus 198. Michelle Montague minus 240. This is a very important fight for both ladies. A very hyped prospect versus someone who has proven herself to be UFC caliber. Luana has proven to be elite. She's a striker looking to implement damage. She's not a true technician, but she makes success and makes things work in the chaos. Luana is 11-4, 3-2 out of her last 5. She lost to Molly by spin elbow and Joanne Wood, but I think she beats both of those women now, considering how much better she's gotten. She's on a 3-fight win streak beating Ivana, Julia Storlienko, and she just beat Lucy Padalova. She was taken down twice by Lucy, but I still think that she's got what it takes. She's very good. She's going to put up a good scrap. Matched up against Michelle Montague, PFL crossover, 6-0. We've seen this before. She's long, uses her height and reach to her full advantage. Fought at 155, 145, and this is going to be at 135, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. And I even like her nickname, the Wild One. It describes her to a T, aggressive style, front-heavy grappler, closing the distance, maintaining top control. And I believe she's won a majority of her fights, if not, I believe all, correct me if I'm wrong, by rear naked choke. Michelle by sub plus 180. Michelle by points plus 200. Michelle by submission on points minus 210. Over 2.5 minus 150. Guys, give me Michelle money line minus 240. I'll take Michelle by points plus 180. Give me Michelle money line minus 240. Let me repeat that. I'll sprinkle Michelle by sub plus 180. Michelle by points plus 200. And give me the over 2.5 minus 150. Let's go, my girl Michelle, for the dub. Let's go. But I like her by submission on points at a minus 210 as well. I like that double chance. You get 30 points off. You turn a minus 240 into a minus 210. Obviously, we got to be careful with the TKO. But I do think that submission is there for Michelle. Let's go. Colby, Thicknesse versus Josias Musasa. Colby plus 130. Josias Musasa minus 154. Colby, Thick, one of Alexander's Volkanovski's training partner. Colby made his debut against Alexander Topuria 6 months ago. He did good in that fight, especially considering he was fed to the Wolves early. He can close distance and grapple. Looks to land a 1-2. Decent striking, but ends up eating one to give one sometimes. Colby has 4 finishes, 3 wins by decision. Still has time to grow. Still has time to improve each and every day. Matched up against Musasa, who was a pretty big favorite last time out. And I believe he got hit with a wheel kick. Obviously, he got tagged up on the feet, looked a little off, and got submitted by Carlos Vera by rear naked choke. He's only 26 though, 7 KOs overall, 1 win by split. Always moves forward. He can land bombs if he's on top position. He headhunts heavy, decent footwork. He lost to Carlos Vera, struggled that fight badly. Guys, I am gonna do a pick flip, guys. I hate doing pick flips. I'm gonna go Colby Thicknesse. I was on Musasa. I'm gonna go Colby, guys. I have a feeling that Colby's going to get this job done. Musasa by KO plus 185. Musasa by points plus 290. Colby by sub plus 600. Colby by sub or points plus 185. Over 2.5 minus 108. Under 2.5 minus 118. Guys, in this case, give me Colby Thicknesse money line plus 130. I like it. Let's go with Colby by points. Colby by submission on points plus 185. I'll go with the over 2.5 at a minus 108. Let's go Colby Thicknesse for the job done. Let's go. 1038, 1038. Jamie Mullarkey versus Ronaldo Bedoya. This is going to be a banger scrap. One of my favorite scraps on the card. Minus 120 for Jamie Mullarkey. Ronaldo Bedoya plus 102. Jamie did lose to Ruffy, but Ruffy came out with a goal to finish that fight. I don't take that Ruffy fight that much into consideration, but he has gotten his chin cracked multiple times. Jamie Mullarkey has fought the who's who at 17-8. I'm glad I get to watch this guy fight live because he's always in a fun scrap, win or lose. Jamie Mullarkey is 5-6 in the UFC, coming off of a 2-fight losing skid, losing to Nazareth by KO and Ruffy KO'd him with a flying knee. He is 2-3 out of his last 5. He averages more than 2 takedowns per fight. He can eat one to give one, 6 foot, 74-inch reach, always plotting forward, matched up against Ronaldo Bedoya. He's looking to create chaos, find openings in the chaos. He's on a 3-fight losing skid, losing to Chaos Williams, Kenan Song, and Jai Herbert, all by decision, so he's tough. But guys, I think Ronaldo Bedoya, he does have the power on his side, but I just don't think he has everything to put it all together. Sometimes, if Ronaldo Bedoya can't find the finish, he gets tagged over and over again, but he is 5'11". He is the taller fighter, and he just needs to land one, and I think it's lights out. I am going to go with Jamie Mullarkey, guys. Let's go with the props. Mullarkey by points, plus 175. Bedoya by KO, plus 320. Worth a sprinkle if you're on him. Mullarkey by KO on points, minus 115. Will this fight go the distance? Yes, at a minus 142. No, plus 112. Over 2.5, minus 180. Under 2.5, plus 140. Guys, give me Jamie Mullarkey money line, minus 120. Give me the over. I'll go with the over 2.5, minus 180. Give me Mullarkey by KO on points, minus 115. And Mullarkey by points, plus 175. Let's go, my guy. Let's go. But it's going to be a tough fight, my guy. Let's go, Mullarkey. Show us what you got. Let's go. And try not to get hit too much. Now, this is a massive discrepancy in height. Andre Petroski, minus 178. Cam Rowston plus 144. Andre versus a Contender Series guy who fought 2 weeks ago. One of Andre Petroski's best wins that I really liked was the way that he performed against, most recently, Rodolfo Vieira. In that fight, he showed he massively improved, and he showed that he can get the ball rolling, and he can have success. Deceptive power in his shot selection and his hands. He can control very well, land pepper shots as well. Andre is 13-4, 3-2 out of his last 5. Looking to get back in the win column. His most recent bout with Edmund Shabazian, Edmund dropped Andre, but I like how Andre stayed composed and he showed durability. Andre was able to get takedowns on Edmund as well, matched up against Cam Rowston. Cam just fought 3 weeks ago on August 19th, Dana White Contender Series Week 2. Cam Rowston lost to Torres Finney his first time out on Dana White Contender Series in 2024. Then he came back and won beautifully in round 1 with elbows and knees. Andre's going to have to be careful. Don't get open up, don't get cut up, don't get sliced up. He can get wrestle fucked here at times, Cam Rowston, but he does have a 2-inch reach advantage. Andre is tough. He can wrestle his way to victory, but this is going to be a tough fight, guys. Just as long as he doesn't shoot on Cam's hip, guys, I am going to go with Andre Petroski. Low confidence. Cam Rowston by KO plus 440. Worth the sprinkle if you're on Cam's side, or take him inside the distance, or even by KO on points. Petroski by points plus 155. Petroski by submission on points minus 130. Cam by KO on points plus 210. Over 2.5, minus 132. Will this fight go the distance? Yes, minus 108. No, minus 118, guys. Give me Andre Petroski money line, minus 178. I'll take Petroski by points, plus 155. Petroski by submission on points, minus 130. And the over 2.5, minus 132. Let's go, my guy, Andre. Let's go. Show us what you got, my guy. Show us what you got. Now it's lock of the week time, baby. Navajo Stirling versus Rodolfo Bellato. Navajo minus 250. Rodolfo Bellato plus 198. Navajo is one of my favorite fighters to watch. Navajo is a former pro kickboxer. He's light on his toes, floats like a butterfly, stings like a bee. He's not high volume, can be a bit timid at times, but he's a true technician looking to make things work. Decent takedown defense. He can stay composed very well, but I will say he can wrestle offensively well as well. I love city kickboxing. I'm a little bit biased, but we know Bellato is tough and his toughest test to this day. 12, 2, and 1. Heavy hands. Looks to march forward and create damage. Bellato's only 2 losses are to the same guy, Vitor Petrino. Bellato does struggle with that left hook. He's a grappler who can have great control, set up strikes. He fought Paul Craig and took a dive. But we're talking about now. Bellato has a path to victory in the wrestling department. We've seen Navajo get his back taken, kind of be more susceptible to, getting taken down and having to work his way back up. But I'm counting on Navajo's get-up game to be on point. And this is going to be a tough fight because of his decision wins and him struggling in his last couple of bouts. He has great takedowns, and he can mix it up here. Let's go, Navajo. Put him out, put him out. Navajo by KO plus 115. Navajo by points plus 320. Navajo by KO on points minus 210. Fight doesn't go the distance. No, minus 205. Under 2.5, minus 152. Give me Navajo money line minus 250. I'm going to go Navajo by KO plus 115. Navajo by KO on points minus 220. And give me the under 2.5 out of minus 152. Let's go, my guy. Let's go. 1435. Tom Nolan versus Charlie Campbell. Let me get a sip of water for this one, guys, because this one's going to be a war. Tom Nolan minus 158. Charlie Campbell plus 128. Leg kicks might play a massive factor here in this fight. Tom just walks forward, and it just makes him more susceptible to eating leg kicks. Opening up the main card, I believe it still is. Correct me if I'm wrong. Tom Nolan is 9-1 overall, 25 years old, 6'3", 73-inch reach, 5 wins by KO, 4 wins by decision. His only loss is to Nicholas Mota, who KO'd him almost 2 years ago. His chin, sometimes he's a little bit of a glass cannon, but he can take a punch. He always pressures forward, always gets into your face, each one to give one. He's not as defensively sound as I'd like him to be, but he's on a 3-fight win streak, beating Vitor Martinez, Alex Reyes, and he just beat Slava Claus, where he had to wrestle in the 3rd round, I believe. Matched up against Charlie Campbell, comes from New York, 30 years old, also on a 3-fight win streak, beating Josh by KO, Alex by KO, and Trevor Peek by decision. Charlie has been cracked on Dana White Contender Series against Chris Duncan, but he gave Chris Duncan he gave him a fight, in my honest opinion. He did really good, in my opinion. Once on top, he lands good pepper shots. He does have grappling on his side, great low kicks as well, which is a little bit worrisome for the Tom Nolan team. Tom Nolan for the dub. Let's go with the props. Tom by KO plus 200. Tom by points plus 340. Tom by KO on points minus 130. Fight doesn't go the distance. No, minus 240. Over 1.5 minus 150. Under 1.5 plus 118. Fight ends by KO minus 140. Guys, so in this case, guys, give me Tom Nolan minus 158 money line. I'm going to go with the over 1.5 minus 150. Tom by KO on points, minus 130. And give me that this fight doesn't go the distance at a minus 240. Let's go, my guy. Let's go. Let's go, Tom Nolan for the dub. Let's go. 1535, 1535. Jake Matthews versus Neil Magny. Jake Matthews minus 385. Yes, the number has dropped down that much. Jake Matthews was a minus... it's now at 370, Jake Matthews, but he was a minus 500 earlier. He's now at 370. Magny plus 290. You guys know Jake Matthews and Neil Magny have been in the game for a while. They've been in the game for a while. Jake Matthews is going to make the crowd erupt. Jake Matthews grew up with the UFC at 22-7. The Celtic kid looks to extend his win streak to 4. He is 15-7 in the UFC. He made his debut in 2014, 11 years ago. He's on a 3-fight win streak at the pinnacle of his career, beating Phil Rowe, Francisco Prado, and Chidi Nchikawani, which was by far one of his best performances up to this day. Matched up against Neil Magny, one of the best gatekeepers. Magny made his debut in 2013, and it's funny enough how these guys haven't fought ever, considering how long they've both been in the same division and how long they've been in the UFC. Magny's 23-12 in the UFC, 35 fights already. Magny's 38 years old, but he always shows up, gets the same finish over and over again. He flattens your back, he takes your back, flattens you out, and then he just goes ham. Let's go to the props. Jake by points, plus 140. Jake by sub, plus 360. Jake by sub or points, minus 165. Jake by KO on points, minus 165. Over 2.5, minus 136. Jake to get 1 takedown, minus 290. So, guys, give me Jake Matthews money line, minus 385. Give me Jake to land 1 takedown, minus 290. I'll take the over 2.5, minus 136. Give me Jake by submission on points, minus 165. And Jake by points at a plus 140. Let's go, my guy, Jake Matthews. Show me what you got, my guy. Show me what you got. All right, 1650. Jack Jenkins versus Roman Tavares. Now, this one's a little bit of a better matchup, more competitive as well. Minus 290 for Jack Jenkins. Roman Tavares plus 225. Tavares has 10 knockdowns in the course of his career, and he has deceptive power, guys. We have to be careful with this one. Tavares might sneak. He might sneak away with a nice win. Jack Jenkins versus Roman Tavares. Jack Jenkins is 13-4 overall. 3-2 out of his last 5. With 2 of his most recent losses being to Chepe Mariscal and Gabriel Santos. Jenkins is 3-2 overall in the UFC. 6 wins by KO, 3 wins by sub, and 4 wins by decision. He has deceptive power, always pressures forward, looks to implement damage. He can wrestle as well. 9 takedowns in the UFC. His takedown defense needs to be polished. Matched up against Roman Tavares. Tavares is a guy who looks to keep this on the feet. Great takedown defense. Athleticism and speed is on his side. And when he can enter his flow state, his footwork's on point. He has a great straight left and a beautiful jab. And he had absolutely nothing on the feet for Davey Grant, but it was because he was kind of chasing the finish. Guys, let's go over the props. Jenkins by decision, plus 140. Jenkins by KO on points, minus 220. Over 2.5, minus 168. Under 2.5, plus 132. Will this fight go the distance? Yes, minus 134. Jenkins to get 1 takedown, minus 145. Guys, in this case, give me Jack Jenkins money line, minus 290. I'll take Jenkins by decision, plus 140. Over 2.5, minus 168. This fight to go the distance, yes, at a minus 134. And Jenkins to get 1 takedown, minus 145. Let's go, my guy, Jenkins, for the dub. Show us what you got, my guy. Let's go. Jimmy Crute versus Ivan Uselyis. Jimmy Crute minus 220. Ivan Uselyis plus 176. This is going to be a crazy fight. Jimmy Crute averages more than 4 takedowns per fight. He's very good at what he does. Can't maintain top control if his life depended on it, though. He needs way more better top control. We've seen him do it before. He needs to put it together. He won his first win in 5 years against Marcin Prachnio 1 month ago. Quick turnaround. We saw Alexander Hernandez. He also made a quick turnaround as well. Matched up against Ivan Uselyis. Ivan has power, heavy hands, blitz into his shots, decent footwork, marches forward, looks to KO you. The longer this fight goes, the more it favors Uselyis' opponents. Navajo was able to take down Uselyis. 0-2 in the UFC for Uselyis. Lost to Cutelaba in Navajo. Only 33 years old versus 29-year-old. Jimmy Crute only has 1 win in 5 years. Sketchy. I'm going to go with Jimmy Crute. Jimmy by sub, plus 280. Jimmy by decision, plus 410. Jimmy by KO or sub, minus 115. Over 1.5, minus 122. Under 1.5, minus 102. Crute by to land 1 takedown, minus 650. Give me Jimmy Crute money line, minus 220. Money line. I'll take Jimmy Crute by KO or sub, minus 115. Over 1.5, minus 122. Jimmy Crute by sub, plus 280. Sprinkle. And Jimmy Crute to land 1 takedown at a minus 650. Let's go, my guy. Let's go. 22-42. Dom Reyes versus Carlos Ulberg. Carlos Ulberg minus 260. Dom Reyes Carlos Ulberg minus 260. Dom Reyes plus 205. Reyes' comeback has to be in a documentary. Even if he loses, it's fine. The fact that he's able to bounce back and get into this point is game-changing, life-changing, and it shows you that mentality can get you so far. I see this as a number 1 contender fight at light heavyweight. Number 3 ranked light heavyweight is set to face off against number 7 ranked former title challenger Dom Reyes. Now this is going to be crazy, guys. This is going to be crazy, guys. I believe he's a 2-time former title challenger. Excuse me. John Jones and Jan Blachowicz. This is going to be crazy. Carlos Ulberg has the longest active win streak at light heavyweight besides the champ. Carlos the Black Jaguar Ulberg comes from City Kickboxing. I love his footwork. One of my favorite things about some of his fighters and some of the fighters in general are their footwork. I love to see them work. I know a lot of people see it as running, but you have to maintain, you have to keep light on your feet. Footwork is very important. At 12-1, Ulberg's only pro loss is to Kennedy and Jakachu, who was a southpaw, and he's fighting another southpaw here in Dominic Reyes with a piston as a left hand. Ulberg is only 34 years old, former kickboxer, 7 wins by KO, 4 wins by decision. He's coming off of one of his best wins yet over Jan Blachowicz. Many say, oh, he lost that fight with Jan, but I gave Ulberg rounds 1 and 3. Jan just makes fights way more competitive than the human eye can see it, and it's a toss-up. Positive striking differential for Ulberg, 7-4. Great management of distance. He was beating Kennedy as well, but he got caught. Guys, Uselyis and Steve Garcia both implemented this footwork game plan against Calvin Kattar. Uselyis and Steve Garcia. And guys, I think footwork can take you so far, but you have to engage into the war. You stepped up to the plate. A guy like Dominic Reyes is going to bite down his mouthpiece, and he's not going to go out just easy. You are going to have to go to war with Dominic Reyes. Matched up against Dominic Reyes, went toe-to-toe with John Jones. Many will mention how he should have gotten his hand raised in that fight. This is going to be one of my most anticipated fights of September, guys. This is going to be fun. Dom Reyes has gotten his confidence back. He's now in the pinnacle of his career, looking great, looking to get a title shot again. He has a great straight left hand and gives so many fighters issues. He can wrestle as well. At the beginning of his career, he was wrestling. He won his last 3 fights all by KO. Dustin Jacoby KO'd. Anthony Smith KO'd. Krylov KO'd. Beautiful. Dom Reyes is a southpaw. He's on his resurgence. Beautiful footwork as well for Dom Reyes. But he can get tagged and is susceptible to body kicks and getting cracked and knocked out, considering he's been cracked 3 times in a row. Carlos, running backwards and point fighting doesn't always look good for the judges. And if you get cracked, sometimes when you're running on the back foot, your chin is in the air, it leaves you more susceptible. We saw Izzy get knocked out like that against Imavov. You have to be on point for 25 minutes. What I need is something like Ian Gary versus Carlos Prates, Imavov versus Kyle Barallo. This is going to be a crazy fight, guys. May the best man win. You cannot just point fight against Reyes. You have to bite down on your mouthpiece, and you have to go to war. You're going to have to eat some shots in order to finish the job. That left straight is like a piston, and he's going to use it in his entire arsenal to set up his low kicks, set up his body kicks, set up his high kicks. Ulberg, you better be prepared for the best Dominic Reyes that the UFC has ever, or we have ever seen. I feel like this, just looking at Dominic Reyes' eyes, you can tell that this guy is not willing to lose. He's going to go out there and going to do the best that he can to win this fight. Ulberg is not a finisher, and I can see him winning all the way up into round 5, and then boom, getting caught later, and it's all over. Ulberg should put on a masterclass. No, it's going to be a war, in my honest opinion. Ulberg by KO on points. Ulberg is going to be the pick. Guys, in this case, I like Ulberg to win by decision. I like him by KO on points, but the pick is going to be Ulberg by decision. 48-47, 49-46, and 48-47. Guys, we're going to go over the props. I love Ulberg moneyline at a minus 260, but let's go over the props. Ulberg by KO minus 125. Ulberg by decision plus 500. Excuse me. Carlos by KO on points. Carlos Ulberg by KO on points minus 230. Fight doesn't go the distance minus 400. Over 2.5 plus 106. Reyes by KO rounds 1, 2, or 3 plus 550. Excuse me, guys. I just ate. If you're on Reyes, guys, Reyes by KO rounds 1, 2, or 3 plus 550. Reyes by KO rounds 3, 4, and 5 plus 1,000. I think it's worth a sprinkle. If you're on Ulberg, Ulberg by KO rounds 1, 2, or 3 plus 115. Ulberg by KO rounds 3, 4, 5 plus 410. Guys, give me Ulberg moneyline minus 260. Excuse me. Ulberg moneyline minus 260. Give me Ulberg by KO minus 125. I'll go Ulberg by KO on points minus 230. Sprinkle, light sprinkle. I would prefer the over 1.5, but I'll go the over 2.5 plus 106. And give me Ulberg by KO rounds 3, 4, and 5 plus 410. Light sprinkle. Let me know what you guys think, guys. Let me know if you guys like this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, guys. God bless. The best is blessed. It's late, guys. It's currently 12:47, guys. I hope you guys had a great day. Enjoy the card tomorrow, guys. I'm gonna send UFC prediction tracker my picks, and I'll update you guys. I love you guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Have a great day. Hey, take care. Peace. Hey, stay tuned for the community tab. Peace. Hey. Have a great day and great weekend. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. Hey.